Truly was an amazing effort against the Buffalo Junior Sabres, Toby.
Oh, no doubt. An inspired effort in that third period, and it was, of course, led by the captain, Kyle Dutra. Just some phenomenal work to set up and score each of the last 2 goals.
Toby, you had a chance to talk to Kyle Dutra as well as Patriots head coach and general manager Mike Tarintino after that game. Let's go ahead and take a look at those interviews.
So, Mike, you're down 4-1 going into the third period. What did you do differently in the third to come back?
Well, I think we just got play a little bit dirtier. I mean, finished all our checks, got to those greasy areas in front of the net, made it tough on their goaltender, and really just one battles below the goal line. I mean, look at the goal that Dutra scored there. I don't think you'll ever find a harder working goal, dirtier, greasier, and just wrapping around and just keep banging that home. And that's what you got to do against good hockey teams.
And late in that period, you had a power play and you decided to pull the goaltender. Can you talk about that decision a little bit?
Well, I think it was 4-1 at the time, so there was 11 minutes or so left in the game, and I thought we needed to get 3, so it was a good it was a gamble. I mean, I don't think we didn't score with the goalie out, but we scored later on in that power play. So those are one of those decisions you make. If you get one, you look like a hero, and if it goes in the back of your net, you look like a goat. So.
And last question. Who's wearing the golden construction helmet in there tonight? Who's the player of the game?
That's a tough one. I mean, I thought that the plays that changed that game was Brody Heleno stepping it up physically there. And then the AP, Jacob Hanlon, went to the net hard and kind of got their team a little rattled. To me, those were the 2 plays that made the difference. Kind of got everybody else going. And I don't know who they gave it to in there, but that's who I would have given it to.
All right, thanks for your time, Mike.
Thank you.
Now, Kyle, you guys were down 3 going through the third. Going to the start of the third, what was going through your mind at that time?
We knew we just had to keep battling and the bounces would come our way. The harder we work, the bounces are going to come our way, and Brody got a big fight in there to get the boys going, so we built off that.
And how do you feel about your entire team effort in the third period?
Oh, the first 2 periods were a little soft, but then we brought it in the third once we were down 3. After Tedesco got that goal, we knew we could battle back, and the boys rallied. So.
Good. And how much did Brody's fight really do for the team morale?
Oh, it fired us up. We know Brody's a tough guy and he could take on anyone in this league, and he really pumped that guy, and the boys were right behind him. So.
And take me through your mind and your goal. It was a really gritty play. What were you thinking as you went into the behind the net there?
Well, I knew we were down by 2 and we needed a goal soon for everyone to get behind us. So I just had to dug my head down and brought that puck right to the net and didn't look back.
Well, great goal for sure. And we asked Coach Tarintino this. He couldn't tell us for sure. Who was wearing the golden sombrero in there?
Oh, it was me. The boys were lucky enough to give it to me, so I feel honored.
All right, well, congratulations. Great win tonight.
Thanks a lot.
And now let's take a look at the Patriots statistics and standings at the end of the month. Toby, that was the second game that the Buffalo Junior Sabres came to play the Patriots here at the MasterCard Center. Of course, the Junior Sabres are coached by former NHL'er Mike Peca, and you had a chance to interview Mike after the last game. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Toby Kerr, joined here by former Team Canada member and Toronto Maple Leaf Mike Peca, now coaching the Buffalo Junior Sabres. So, Mike, we're wondering, how did you first get involved coaching with the Junior Sabres organization?
Well, the team's operated by the Sabres Alumni Foundation. So, as I retired and I was involved with my son's youth hockey team, it was, something that they expressed an interest in getting me on board. And last year I was just the general manager, kind of feeling my way through it. And this year I got onto the bench, and I've really enjoyed it so far.
That's great. And as a coach, do you miss playing still?
You know what? For the last 3.5 years, I haven't missed it a whole lot. It's funny, I just had a conversation with my assistant coach Alan here today and just said, for whatever reason, I got a bug to want to play again. Maybe if they don't have a season, not having a season, missing hockey a little bit and not getting the fix of watching the NHL, I've kind of wanted to play myself. But I'm content coaching now and trying to develop some young hockey players.
And as a coach, do you try and coach a lot of your players the way you played? You're a former Selke winner, defensive forward. Is that something you really emphasize?
I try to. You know, you want to see players, you know, compete in all 200 feet of the rink, and if you can't, you're not going to play at a high level unless you're scoring 50, 60 goals. So it's important to teach them the responsibility of playing defense, and that doesn't mean you're giving up the offensive part of the game. You know, unfortunately, what we saw in our game tonight against Toronto Lakeshore is a lack of, you know, paying attention to the details in the defensive zone, and it cost us the game. But for the most part, we've been pretty solid.
That's absolutely an excellent season so far for Buffalo. What coach in your career has influenced your own coaching style the most, would you say?
You know, I've had so many. You know, I've played for Brian Kilray and Jr. and, you know, guys in the NHL from, you know, Ted Nolan, Lindy Ruff, Peter Laviolette, Craig McTavish, Ken Hitchcock, Pat Quinn. I've had some really amazing coaches, but, you know, being at this level, I think Brian Kilray's had the greatest impact because it's not about overcomplicating things with these kids with systems. It's about letting them still figure themselves out as hockey players and exploring their own creativity to develop themselves as young hockey players, and it seemed to work.
Absolutely, Kilray, a guy with a lot of experience coaching junior as well. So last question for you, Mike. Do you hope to coach in the NHL one day?
I don't know. It's not something I've really ever considered. You know, I think in large part because my son's 12, a peewee hockey player, and I love being part of his development. So, you know, until really he's kind of gone and decides what he wants to do down the road, I'm going to stay at home and be a part of his development and be a part of the junior program.
All right, great. Thanks a lot for your time, Mike.
Anytime. Thank you.
It was certainly great to get a chance to talk to Mike. He was classy, candid, just a true professional.
An excellent interview. So overall, a pretty successful month of December for the Patriots. However, it didn't come without its challenges. What did you see over the month, Toby?
Well, they did certainly have their struggles on the road, a bit of a losing streak there, but they did turn it around at home as well. All 5 games at home this month, they won. They continued their dominance on the MasterCard Center ice, and that's certainly a good sign moving forward.
And a bit of bad news coming out of the health end of things. The Patriots learned partway through the month that they'll be losing Brandon Willett for the remainder of the season and any potential postseason games with a season-ending shoulder injury. So certainly they'll be feeling that loss, and Brandon will be playing cheerleader moving forward. And moving forward, what are you looking forward to in the month of January?
Well, January features a jam-packed schedule for these Patriots. They have tons and tons of games. There's a few that really do stick out to me, though, Tyler, and that's a road matchup in Buffalo, a home game January 12th against St. Mike's, and a couple of matchups against the Oakville Blades. Those are all teams they're probably going to have to go through if they want to make a deep playoff run, so they need to make a statement in this month.
Well, it certainly should be exciting as the Patriots wind down here into the stretch run, heading towards the OJHL playoffs, and we hope that they'll go plenty far in those playoffs. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in to TLPTV. For Toby Kerr, I'm Tyler Zoltek, and we'll see you on February 1st next.